Hello, we are live. I'm streaming. Hopefully it makes sense. Hello, everybody. I'm hoping I'm in the right chat. Yes, that is exactly what happened, Holland. Thank you very much. Hopefully you can all see me. Hopefully, if I do that, hopefully that makes it all clear that this is the one. From now on, let's not start that again, Lisa. Oh, why have I not? Why? Hold on. I've done something. I've broken it all. There we go. Hopefully you can all see me. Hopefully you can all hear me. Hopefully everything is grand. I am. Here comes Karen. No, here comes Lisa. Yeah, I'm here. Everything is good. Everything is grand. Good evening to Dormouse. Good evening to, who have we got here? Good evening to Patricia. I had to set it 15 minutes in the end because it wouldn't let me do it. Good evening to Nick. Good evening to Sarah. Good evening to Holland. This is the right one, Holland. Good evening to everybody. Everybody's saying hello to each other. So yes, good evening, everybody. We are live. I am pulling up messages, although I've got to say it's such a faff on this new system, right? Because we're not using StreamYard anymore. On this new system, it is such a faff. It's so difficult because I'm literally having to go in manually. You can see and hear me now. Yay! Good evening, Niddy. Good evening, everybody. What I have to do is go in and manually find the chat, pop it out of the, go into YouTube system, find the chat, pop it out as a pop out on screen, go into OBS, find what that screen is, stream that screen, then resize it so that it doesn't, you can't see all of the chat that's above it, so that when I do the pop out chats, it's just the pop out chats that you see. It's a lot more work than I thought it was. And then I've had to fiddle with the other camera, the card cam today. So hopefully that looks a little bit better than it did on the, it's fuzzy, isn't it? Look at that. But hopefully I'm going to swap that back to the other camera in this coming week. Because I'm not happy with the way that one looks. But oh my gosh, yes, it's been a lot of doodah behind the scenes. Thank you. No, do you know what it is? I have changed the camera. That's what I have changed. Good evening, Belinda Jane Harris. Hello, my darling. Yeah, I've changed the camera, so I am now super close up, which is not good. It's not good. It's not. It's not good, but you know what? It could be worse. Let's zoom out as far as we can. There we go. That's a little bit better. So then, everybody, in fact, let me just, if I pull that up and have that over there, then I can slightly zoom in and maybe focus. There we go. Look at that. Might even bring you slightly lower. There we go. Yay. I can also look, I can also do really fancy things. Do you want to see my fancy things? Hang on. What have I got? Look, here we go. Look, if I don't fancy, if I want to, like, so I've got filters I can put on automatically. Like, is that on? Is that on? I can't tell whether I've got the filter on or not. Oh well, maybe it's not working. It's about right. What I need is a good, I wonder if there's a filter that takes 15 years off you. No, there isn't, unfortunately, but I can do, none of it's working on my end. I've apparently now, I'm supposed to be sat with a really interesting backdrop. But none of that is taking effect. Oh, well, okay. Oh, well, never mind. I'm not going to mess around with it too much. And I've got this other thing that I can do where it will jump up and down. So we're not going to do the jumping up and down. It is the doodah. Yes, indeed. Right. So let's not waffle anymore because we're already 19 minutes into our time today. So it is Beyond Authentic. Welcome to the channel, everybody. This is where we do tarot readings and witchcraft stuff in general. I've got a video in the pipeline for... What have we got? We've got this Tuesday coming, haven't we? Is a normal Tuesday stream. And then Friday is the 28th. So Friday, I will be doing another Witch's Diary Path Ahead video. So that will give us March's dates for magical events and magical dates. So March's dates for the diary. So that'll be a good one. We've got Ostara coming up, a big massive event that a lot of pagan witchy folk tend to celebrate. So yeah, that is on its way in March. So I'll be talking about that on the video, and also there will be a ritual coming up on Friday as well, so make sure you stay tuned to that. Also, just another little bit of news. I do have a membership open, and our members lives are every Sunday at 6 p.m. The last few weeks I've been doing a few extra ones. If I miss a Sunday because I've been poorly, I've been doing an extra one a couple of on another day, normally like a Friday or something, and I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed them. So I might be throwing in the odd other additional one just because I like having a bit more time to chat. Today we were mainly talking about the various musical clubs that we have been to and the different styles of music and clubbing, and what our favourite beverages were when we went, and how some of us were perhaps a little too young back in the day to do that, and that we definitely would not recommend that to young people of the day. Do not go to nightclubs when you're underage and drink adult beverages. It's not good. It gives you some interesting memories, but it also gives you some very scary gaps in memory. But anyway, enough about that. My eye makeup looks so pretty tonight. Thank you. You do eyeshadow and look like a panda. Years of doing it, my darling. When I was gigging up and down the country, I would be putting it on the motorway going, I'm going to say 70 miles an hour to not get anybody into trouble. But yeah, doing 70 miles, which is our speed limit, you understand. So maybe doing 69 miles, definitely not doing 95, but doing 70 miles an hour, bombing down the motorway, being slightly held up in traffic, and then almost late for a gig, doing your face in the front of the car. It happens. Yippee for the extra live, says Sarah. Thank you, my darling. We'll see what we can do. I just really like it. I like hanging and chilling with all the members. But anyway, this is Beyond Authentic, and we do have some, we would call them house rules, but they're not. Well, they are house rules, but they're not really house rules, if that makes sense. But before we go any further, let's get to it. Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or anytime in the future. Yes, indeed. Also, we do have various ways in which to get a tarot reading on the channel. Now, the main way is to wait until I open up a round, and when that happens, there should be an air horn sound. Whether that's playing properly or not, at the moment, is a bone of contention. But there will be a message that pops up, and that message will say, here we go. If I put it into the live chat now, it will come up like this. The next round is open. So look for that message when that pops up, right? Not yet, but when that pops up, it is time to, when that comes up on the screen, it's time to get your questions in, right? So start your question with the word question, and one of those will get picked at random. There's another way. If you want to guarantee your message is read, you can do that by sending a super chat, and that's all down here as well. Look, so you can send a super chat. And that super chat can be any amount, and that will get you the next place on the list, if you like, right? So that super chat will get you a 3-card reading. If you donate more than £8 or $10, you'll get a longer reading, a 6 or 7 card reading. We go into a lot more detail, and so that's how you get those readings. Yeah, okay. We're just going to carry on. I'm not even going to comment. We're just going to carry on. You can get one of those readings on the channel like that in it, like I've got full of cold or something. Those readings. Hopefully I haven't got full of cold. It booted you out again, Dormouse. I'm so sorry. Welcome to YouTube. It shouldn't do that. It absolutely should not be doing that. But yes, unfortunately, it's not my control, unfortunately. Also, talking about things that are beyond my control, please do, if you haven't already, right? Listen, if you haven't already, please do double check that you are actually subscribed. Please double check that you are subscribed, because subscribers are going weird again. We are losing them by the truckload and gaining them by the truckload. And I don't understand what is actually happening. So just double check that you've actually got your subscription is ticked and that your bell is hit. So hit your bell, dong. Hit your dong so that YouTube lets you know every time that you every time that I go live, right? Because notifications haven't been going out and people aren't subscribed that thought they were subscribed. I got a message the other day from someone who's like, Lisa, have you unsubscribed me? And I'm like, no, I can't unsubscribe anybody. What a lovely day, 90. Good evening to you. Oh, hang on. I did just try and pull up your message. It keeps happening to you and all. I wonder why. That's very strange. Patricia's just had an advert showing. There shouldn't be a lot of adverts. You would like to, what? You'd love to know if you're supposed to break gender society constructs. Always break gender society constructs. Always do it. All the time. Down with the system. Yay. We're rebels here. YouTube loves to unsubscribe you every other week, Dormouse. Oh. The what? The live screen, the live goes black due to an advert coming on. Does it? Oh. I didn't know that. Hello, KH. Hello to you, my darling. That's you in a nutshell. This is me in a nutshell. I'm inside a nutshell. Always, listen, always go outside of the norm if it's safe to do so, right? It has to be safe to do so. This is the key thing I always say to people. It's got to be safe for you, right? Whatever norm you're going outside of. If the norm in your area is that everybody goes to the same church on a Sunday, if you do not want to be vilified from your area, if you still need to go and buy your groceries in the grocery shop, and you know, I'm imagining 1950s like outskirts somewhere, rural America here, but if that's what you need to do, right, and you still need to go to church even though you don't believe in whatever, then if it's not safe for you not to go to church, then go. Do you know what I mean? If I've had this conversation with people at Pride events. If it is not safe for you, my darling, if it is not safe for you to come out as LGBTQIA plus, queer, trans, whatever, non-binary, if it is not safe for you to do that right now, then don't do it. Your safety always comes first in anything, right? If you are a punk and it is not safe to put a nose piercing in, right? If that is not safe for you to do because you're going to get kicked out of school or you're going to lose your job, don't put it in. Wait until you've got a different job and a different school, or you leave school. Those are the key things, right? Always, our safety always comes first. Everything else can wait. Whilst you are alive on this planet, right? Whether you are witchy, whether you are alternative into alternative music, whether you're LGBTQIA plus, whatever group you feel most at home in, right? If it isn't the mainstream, then please do keep yourself safe until you're able to express yourself. It's a nightmare that you have to do that, but safety is the key thing, right? If we're all alive, then we can make changes to society. Here endeth the sermon for Lisa today. And I do 100% believe that, right? If you're still alive, you can make those changes in society down the line. And that's the key thing. And we need those people down the line. So yes, yay. Your daughter struggled when at school, walking the line of being safe and just being herself. A lot of people do. You're LGBTQA and beyond. I feel like you've just come out, my darling. Well done to you. What? do a fast forward and reverse. You can do that on a live stream. Oh yeah, of course you can. I didn't mean like you can't fast forward through things I'm not going to. Wouldn't it be weird if you did that and you fast forwarded past things I'm saying now, but you know what I'm going to say now? That would be weird. You could tell me what I'm going to say in 5 minutes. That would be very cool. Imagine doing that on the lottery program. Oh no, you can't, can you? Because it's like an hour beforehand before you can play. But that would be amazing. You don't know where Golland came from. Well, I know where golems come from. They come from the earth. But anyway, you love being a rebel, right? Right? I love being a rebel. I also love the fact that I'm getting used to my grey hair. This new 4K camera, right? It shows all the grey hairs really, really badly. I can't get away with explaining it away as a light refraction anymore. It is the grey hair. But I'm also getting to the point where I'm like, if I've got enough grey hair, then I could dye them bright purple and they would go neon purple. And I like that. I like that. Anyway, enough nonsense, Lisa. Shall we have a round? Let's have a round, shall we? So then, the doodah has sounded. The doodah has sounded. The round is open. So then, everybody, go ahead and have a quick look. And yeah, go ahead and have a look down in the comments. This is how you get a reading on the channel. It is time now to pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. One of those questions, yes, will get selected at random, and that will get picked by the keeper of the questions, and they will send that name across to me. So that's what you need to do. If you're new to the channel, this is how you get the question. Type the word question and then put your question in the live chat. Okay, that is how you get a question on the channel. So type the word question and pop your question after that in the live chat, and one of those will be selected at random. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Oh gosh, sorry, I was muted. Do you know what? I muted the mic physically, and then I muted it on the button, and I unmuted it on the button. I didn't unmute it physically. I need to not press this anymore. Don't press the button, Lisa. Keeper of the questions, who have we got in the chat? Who have we got for the first live? I can't believe I did that. That is bad. I do apologise, everybody. But yes, who have we got? Keeper of the questions. If I keep listen, everybody, if I keep doing that, right, if I keep muting everything, then do just give me a little kick, yeah, like that. So who have we got? We've got, I can't even see the questions from here. I've got Sam. Hello, Sam. Oh, Sam, there we go. I've got your question up, Sam. Thank you for that. If I make this bigger, will it? No, I can't do that. Right, so Sam, you'd love a general reading. Okie dokie. We've got a general reading for Sam. Okie doke. So then let me have a look. We're going to transition you across to the other screen. Now, I do apologize. This camera is blurry as all hell. And oh, actually, I'll tell you what. Let me just grab a piece of cloth or something. Let me just see if I can give this a bit of a wipe. Does that make any difference? No, none whatsoever. So it isn't actually the camera is a bit dodgy, I think. So what I'm going to do, everybody, is I will sort this out for next week. I can't change it for today, but the other camera that I had up there was better. That was better quality. This one that I've got here, where you can see my face, this one is a brand new camera. So I put the camera I did have, the old face cam, which is this one here, I put here. But unfortunately, as you can see, it's a bit blurry. So there's nothing I can do about that for today, but I will change it for next week. So apologies, it'll be better for Tuesday. Right then, so Sam, by the way, everybody who isn't Sam, go ahead, select and copy your question and get it ready for the next round. Okay, so then let's have a look. Sam, as always, we cleanse the space between readings. I bring in the air dragon that I work with, who is called Wispy, who is our air elemental, and we go straight into the readings. Oops, a daisy. Shuffling's not good. So there should be a link coming up in the chat to a podcast episode where me and Neil talk lots about my dragons. So do have a little look at that. So yay. There we go. All right then, Sam. So Wispy, Sam wants to have a general reading, please. A general reading for Sam. Oh, we've had a card jump. Now, it hasn't flipped, but it has jumped, and it is one single card. So we will take that as your modifying card. So a clarifying or modifying card does exactly what it says on the tin. It clarifies and modifies the other three cards we lay down. Okay. So let me move that out of the way. So what that means in this instance is we've got the 5 of Wands. Now, wands for me is all about security. Now, not normally bricks and mortar security. Normally, I refer to this as confidence in yourself, self-confidence, self-awareness, those sort of things. The 5 is a little bit tumultuous, my darling. So the 5 is a little bit up in the air. There's a lot happening. 5s are... It's not a difficult time, but it's not the best time. It's a time of change and transition. And it's like you're halfway through something, and now is the time to drop. If you imagine, I wouldn't say it's midlife crisis, right? It's kind of like where you hit your adulthood, but no, I wouldn't even say that. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. What I would say is it is halfway through between the ace and the 10, right? You've hit the 5s, and the 5s are when it's time to look at your life and look at what you're doing and look at where life is heading and reassess. Right now, I don't know whether that will come under the category of midlife crisis, because that tends to come a lot later, but that is definitely what the 5s represent. Do you know what I mean? It's that moment of, does this job work for me? Does this course work for me? Does this relationship work for me? The Wands is your confidence, your self-esteem, your sense of self, who you are as a person. Okay, so that is basically saying that, look, whatever's going on with you right now, whatever's leading you to come to the internet, find a tarot channel, subscribe 5 minutes before you can then post, and then ask the question, which is a few steps, right? That's a few steps in. That is coming up and saying, look, actually, there's something you want, right? There is some shift happening. You want some sort of confirmation of something. So let's just have a wee look. So where you are right now, 7 is the other card that is all about difficult questions. So 7 of Pentacles is up. I wish this camera would be better, but anyway, the 7 of Pentacles, as you can see here, the 7 is about making difficult choices. Is it time to prune this bush yet? Is it time to harvest the coins, the fruit that is on here? Or should we let it grow and risk the fruit that we've got going bad? Or do we wait and hope that the other ones grow bigger? It's that difficult choice that you've got in life. Pentacles is about growth, but it's also about work, career and finance. The Magician reversed in what you need to know. Absolutely. Wow. And the Chariot. Right. Okay. So this is a big time for you, Sam, whatever's going on. So this is what you need to know, right? And where you've got what you need the position it's fallen in, right, for what you need to know is the card is the Magician. The card is all about having the tools around you to make changes, to manifest your life around you, okay? The difficulty is that this Magician is reversed, right? This Magician is reversed. And so what that's saying is that actually, are you being manipulated? Is it your life that people are controlling? Are other people controlling where your life is headed? Because the Magician says you have all the control, you have all the power. The Magician reversed says the power is being used against you in some way. So one of the key words for Magician reversed is manipulation. So this way it's manifesting, this way it's being manipulated or manipulating those around you. Now, seeing as we've got two massive question cards and we've got this one coming up, I think it is absolutely vital that you have a little look at your life and see if you can find a connection to this card right now, okay? Because it feels like somebody is trying to guide you down a route that you don't want to go down, or you are already on that path and you know it's not the right path for you. Okay, Sam? The future opportunity, where this is all headed, we've got the Chariot, but the Chariot is reversed. Again, the Chariot this way says you're on a journey, you're on a path, you are moving forward, everything is going great guns, like you are hell for leather on your direction, on your path, wherever that's going to take you, you are on your journey, right? However, this is reversed. Is this journey right for you? Because all of the cards are saying that it's not, that you are headed somewhere for whatever it is in your life right now, Sam. It's like it's not your path, right? It's like you're following, you're doing something, whether it's by choice or whether it's through, people nudging you this way, nudging you that way. The path that you are on right now is not what's meant for you in some way, and it feels like that, and you've been questioning that because of these two majorly important cards, right? You've got two major arcanas. The major arcana, if you've not had a tarot reading before, these are what I call the headline cards. These are the big shouty cards, okay? So these are the cards that talk about this is the big things in life. These are the big key events that are happening. And you've got two of those. There's only 22 in the deck. Out of 4 cards that have fallen, you've got 2, which is quite big, right? It's quite numbers-wise, that's quite big. The 2 cards you've got are both reversed, and they're both talking about things perhaps not being under your control. Maybe you feel like you're on that runaway train, and you're on those tracks and you can't stop because the brakes have failed. Do you know what I mean? That would be, perhaps that's what the Chariot is indicating. But the 2 other cards, the 2 minor cards you've got, are both questioning tumultuous time cards, and both of those are flagging as being important as well. So whatever is happening in your life right now, my darling, I think deep down that there is something here that you are not doing that you need to. Whatever this path is, whether it's work or whether it is whatever it is, right? Wherever you are headed, that path, that's something that for you, my darling, you need to take a really hard look at, because it feels like this path isn't for you, and it feels like if you carry on down that path long term, you're going to lose yourself. That Chariot card, this is like you're on someone else's journey right now. This journey isn't for you, my darling. It's you're being swept along with the crowd. You know what I mean? You know how sometimes in all the zombie horror type films, right, you always get the thing, don't you, where you've got like the parent and the child, or the loving couple, and they're hand in hand and they're walking through and everybody's surging, and you get that crowd shot where they're all running away from the zombie, the apocalypse, whatever it is, and they all get run, and then the crowd, and you just see the hands go, oh, and then they get separated, right? That's in almost every big event horror film, right? And then you go, oh, the story's then about how the dad finds the daughter, or the mum finds the husband, or the gay lovers find each other, whatever it is, right? You always get that bit where the wife finds the wife, or the daughter. It's you get that moment, don't you? Like in Act 3. This at the moment feels like you are getting pulled along by the crowd, right? and like your path, you need to go left here, right? You need to go left. That is what your sat nav says. In 10 yards, turn left. And you can't turn left because there's a great big bloody truck next to you. And then you end up stuck on that motorway for another 500 miles. I know I've just mixed my metaphors, but that feels what it is right now for you, Sam, my darling. What I would say, these cards expressly are saying right now, whatever it is that you are doing, whatever it is in your life that you're asking the question about, you need to take a really hard look at it, because long term, being on the wrong path, you're going to end up somewhere you don't want to be. Right? You're going to end up somewhere you don't want to be. It'll be like us going out, like me and my husband going out on a drive. We're just going to go and find a different supermarket to go and do our shopping in, because, you know, that's our excitement. That's our excitement these days, when we change supermarket. Oh, I got a new Tesco's to go to. Oh, a new Asda. Oh, that's interesting. I know we live such rock and roll lifestyle. We really do. But we're in that motorway, right? And we're going to some brand new supermarket, hypermarket that we've not been to before. And we miss our turning. And before you know it, you end up in Rotherham. Now, trust me, nobody wants to go to Rotherham. There is nothing in Rotherham. But you end up in Rotherham. And Sam, that is a fate worse than death for you, my darling. If you are headed on the wrong path, be careful that you don't end up in Rotherham. Okay? And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you ever so much for your question. And I hope that helps. Whatever it is, though, honestly, have a look. Have a really serious look at where this path is heading you, because it's not for you. And I think you know that. Right, thank you ever so much for your question, Sam. I need to sneeze. Excuse me, I felt that coming on. I was like, oh, let's sneeze. Oh gosh, oh dear, oh dear. Right then, so let me have a wee look. Sarah, does anyone remember a TV show in the UK called Dear Ladies? No. You're going to go and get something to eat? Okay, Nanette, have something nice. Is normal for a female to be attracted to... Right, hang on. Is it normal for a female to be attracted to males who express feminine energy, and women who express their masculine energy, because that's what you're attracted to? Yes, it's normal to be attracted to whoever. Yes, you can be attracted to whoever. People are people, and there are lots and lots and lots of very interesting gender identities and sexuality identities that are far beyond I like men, I like women. You can like who the hell you like. Do you know what I mean? It's that's something that I think is very, very true. And also, thank you for that. Thank you for saying Gesundheit. I had to double check them. I mean, Mike wasn't muted. I was like, am I muted? No, panicking. Thank you. People saying bless me. Look at that. No. You thought you were breaking the fourth wall, even in the LGBTQ. No, not at all, my darling. Not at all. People have been out there loving whoever they want in whatever way they want. Listen, at the end of the day, right? Listen. Are you ready? Auntie Lisa's going to give you a piece of advice from her soul. Are you ready? Love is love. Thank you very much for that. That was my advice from the soul. Love is love. It doesn't matter the form of the person you love. Why does that matter in the end? If you fall in love with someone, you fall in love with someone, and love is the most amazing thing in the entire world, right? It really is. It really is. Love is the most amazing thing in the world. It starts with us. It starts with self-love. We learn to love ourselves, accept ourselves, love who we are authentically. And from that, we can learn to love other people. And who you love is just a connection. You make a connection with another soul, another being that happens to walk around in one of these meat suits, right? Who cares what that meat suit looks like? And we all listen. This is the same thing, right? Listen. Another piece of advice. If you like tall, leggy blondes with pneumatic boobs and legs that go up to their ears, or if you like short, dumpy brunettes that have, I don't know, that are 4'3" on when they stand on high heels. If you like tall, dark, handsome men who have muscles, if you like short, blonde or short ginger men with lovely, rubbly tummies, it doesn't matter, because one day we're all going to be very, very old and we're all going to look the same. When you're in a nursing home and we've all got grey, saggy skin and white hair, and all of our body parts have all fallen and dropped to the point where everything looks the same, and we're all just saggy bits of meat in bones in a grey skin sack, it doesn't matter, because you're still going to love that person that you've been with for 50, 60 years, aren't you? That's it. It doesn't matter. Why does it matter? And that is something oh my God, soapbox time. You can love whoever, right? And if you love someone really, really deeply, the person you love right now, in 10 years' time, they might look different. In 20 years' time, they might look very different. In 50 years' time, they're going to look like their own parents, probably. That's what happens. I know I'm turning into my mother. At the end of the day, who you love is who you love. You love a person. The meat sack they come in, it's just a meat sack they come in. Hope that helps. All right then, so let's have a look. Right then, so we are going to do some more readings. Let's have another round, shall we? What do I need to press? Oh, it's not even it's not even on the so because it's not even on the computer. It's here. There we go. Pressing the buttons. So then it is time for another round. Let's have a wee look. There we go. Go on, everybody. It's time. Let's get another round off the ranks. So if you would like a question, please do go ahead. Start your question with the word question, and you will absolutely get yourself in. And thank you, Neil. You will absolutely get yourself in with a shot of having the next reading. Don't forget, if you want to guarantee that your reading is up next, you can do so by simply sending it through in the form of a super chat. Just in case what I've said doesn't make any sense whatsoever, do please have a little listen to this. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. I will learn. I promise you, I will learn. I got distracted and then I couldn't find the comments. I will... What I need is, I've got a thing on my stream deck here. Let me show you, right? So this is my stream deck that I use, and I've got a thing here, right? I know it's going to be out of focus, but this button here, can you see it changes? So it's lit up. I know it's horrendously out of focus, but it's lit up. and it goes dark when it's muted, right? So that is what I have in front of me. I'm not in the habit of looking at it every time I come off a thing. But yes, so what a lovely day. Yours is the only question in on that round. So my darling, we're going to have a look at that for you. Now, what I was saying is you're asking for a reading from your higher self. I can't do a reading from your higher self. I can't do a reading from higher beings, anything like that, because that isn't the way that the tarot for me works. All I can do is interpret the cards and get Wispy to have a look at the Akashic records, which is how I believe my version of being able to read tarot comes. Okay, so all I can do is do that for you, my darling. If you believe that's from your higher self, if you believe that this is the question and the moment that you were destined to ask this question, fair enough. That is down to yourself. All I can do and all I will ever say is that the tarot for me is just 78 bits a card with pretty pictures on, and those pretty pictures tell a different story. Each deck is slightly different. Each card in the deck is obviously different, and where the cards sit is different again. So each card can have a different meaning depending on where they fall, whether they're upright or reversed, even depending on what deck they come from, because the decks do shift slightly. I always say that each deck has its own dialect, or its own accent. So it's like they're all speaking English, but some will be speaking, Queen's BBC English so terribly. Oh yes, actually. Some of them will be speaking American English with different slang, different words. Some, elevator, not lift, pavement. Sidewalk, not pavement. Things like that. Each deck is individual like that. They all mean basically the same thing. The Three of Hearts in most decks is always going to mean heartbreak, but it could mean heartbreak that's being recovered. It could mean heartbreak that's to come. It could mean heartbreak and loss. It could be grief, still not gone through. It varies. Each deck varies, which is why each tarot reader is very different in the way that they read. Okay, so that is all I can do. That's all I've ever done on this channel. It's why it's called Beyond Authentic, because I can only do what is authentic to this particular deck in this particular spread. I'm not going to sit there and say that every tarot reader would give you the same answer that I do, and equally I'm not going to say that I am the best or the worst or whatever. I am just a tarot reader with 30 years experience reading the cards that are in front of me. So hopefully, my darling, that is okay for yourself. Right then, let's go into it for you. So as always, we cleanse the space like so. There we go. And we bring in Wispy, who is the air elemental dragon. There we go. Oh, there's some winds happening. There's some winds happening in Scotland. Even big planters flying around the garden last night. Oh my lord! I hope everybody's safe. Hope everybody's safe. If it's if you've got a lot of wind and you've got stuff in your garden, tie things down. Like we've got our grow houses, we've got hooks next to them and rope and string that we have to tie them to the wall with to stop them blowing away. Because for years, gust of wind, like a strong gust of wind, fine, a super gust would knock everything over, and we had concrete slabs in the bottom and weighed it down, and everything would just get broken and tipped. So yeah, tie everything down. Do you know what, this is one of the things, right? Hang on, I know, right? Tangent time. What a lovely day. I'll get to you in a second. Tangent time. This is one of the things that America, right, that belt of America, where they get the storms and the hurricanes and all of that. This is where we can learn so much, because things like the Wizard of Oz, tornadoes and things like that, what happens? What do you do? Everybody gets into the storm shelters. Everybody in their house has a storm shelter. The things that are, they pick up the tools and take them into the houses and into the barns and things like that. They put those things away safely, and then they go into the safety of their storm shelters or whatever they're called, right? We don't have that over here. That's what we need to learn. If we're going to get, if lots and lots and lots of, I know, Patricia, I still need to do your wind chime. I've got an idea of how I'm going to do it. I just need to work it out all out and make it. It's going to take, you'll get it by the end of the year. That's all I can promise, because I don't know yet how to do the welding. But anyway, I'm working on it. But if we're going to have climate change is happening, right? We can't deny that. If that is going to be worse and worse and worse in this country, we need to take a tip from the Americans and learn how to deal with storm shelters and hurricanes and tornadoes and things like that. We need to learn that, because we're really bad at that over here. It's like, oh, we'll just park my car under a tree. There's a storm coming. We'll just leave it there. Oh no, a tree did fall down and break my car. Maybe we need to not park them under trees. Maybe that's a good thing. Anyway, let's do your reading. So we cleanse the space as always. There we go. And I'm going to bring in Wispy. Wispy, Wispy, Wispy. I know, right? You're an air elemental. Wispy, if you can do anything about the storms, right? If you can do anything about the storms and make them a little bit safer for the people that we care about on this channel and elsewhere, but mainly on this channel. Mainly our subscribers, but shh, didn't say that. But yeah, if you can make them a bit safe. I know it's not Wispy's job, but you know, it doesn't hurt to put a word in, does it? Right then, so let's have a look. What a lovely day 90. I would love a message from your higher self. Let's have a look. What message have we got from the cards, Wispy, for what a lovely day 90? We will do a drop. See, we're going to do a drop. Oh, uncertain on the cards. Uncertain the cards are. Yoda I turned into have. The King of Pentacles. Okay, coming up in where you are right now. In what you need to know. Oh, the Tower reversed. And in the future opportunity, we've got the Knight of Swords. So then let's have a look. So, King of Pentacles coming up in your where you are right now position. The king is in his counting house, counting out his money. The Pentacles is all about work, career, finances. Excuse me. But it's also about growth. It's also about having things that, having things that grow, having things that move forward, and all of these things, if that makes sense. It's talking about how you are at a position in life where you've got some control, you've got some sway. The kings are very authoritative and they are in charge of their own kingdoms. So the King of Pentacles is in charge of the suit of Pentacles in the deck. The major arcanas trump them. That's why they're called the trump cards. Nothing to do with, you know, orange, what's it, coloured dictators. That's a king. I'm trying to be an emperor, but anyway, that's a thing, right? Nothing to do with that type of trump. These trump cards are above even the kings in the minor arcanas. So, but the king is in charge of the entire suit of Pentacles. So the king has authority over growth, and that's personal growth and workplace growth. The king has authority over work, career, and finances. So that is, again, in a way of, you know, you are able to make your own money is the wrong thing, but you are able to have your financial freedom, if that makes sense. You're able to work and grow in a way that suits you. So this King of Pentacles is right for you in that place. Does that make sense? It's basically saying that, look, you are, I don't know whether you run your own business or whether you are management level in a company, but whatever it is, you are in a position of some authority and you're able to do lots of lovely things because of that. You have a certain amount of autonomy that having that amount of financial freedom gives you. In the what you need to know, we've got the Tower. Now, the Tower is a massively important card. The Tower, when it's this way up, talks about having the rug pulled from under you. It talks about the status quo being shifted. It talks about the fact that literally you've built this house, you've built this on quicksand, right? These foundations are not set. Everything you've built is about to come crushing down around you. Now, when it's reversed, it's really talking quite seriously about this at the moment. It feels like you've reached a point in your life where this tower, how can I put it? Right, okay. Weird tangent going on it, right? Thank you, Wispy. It feels like, right, you know how, and this is by in no means being said as a negative, right? But it feels like, you know how in Iraq, Saddam Hussein had built up the palaces, right? So he had all these palaces, and they were with statues of him and all this wealth and everything. And when that regime fell, the palaces got ransacked. The people took over the palaces, at least temporarily. The statues were fallen. And politically, what we put that to one side, just the physical, the look of it, that entire tower was knocked. That entire tower came crumbling down. And all of those facades were seen to be like, it was opulent and it was wealthy. It's not that it was all faked, but it wasn't important in the long run. It was just a symbol. The tower card reversed is talking a bit like that. It's like those symbols are coming down, and this is such an important card that it's really saying, look, whether you want it to happen or not, this tower, this kingdom that you've built is going to. So I just saw the message in the WhatsApp that said muted, and I was like, am I? No, I'm not. But this tower, this kingdom that you've built is crumbling, and the foundations on it are not solid. They were never solid. It is literally the parable of the house built on the sand. It's like that is where you've set your house. It's fine. You've got this amazing tower, right? This amazing castle that looks absolutely wonderful, and you spent all this massive amounts of money on, but it's all a bit of a very elaborate building for you to hide behind, right? If you think about a castle with a moat and a keep and all of that and a drawbridge, that castle is designed to keep the people in the center of the castle safe, but it keeps them at arm's distance. When those castles, and trust me, in the UK there are plenty of castles that have come crumbling around. It's almost like if you drive down the motorway and come off at almost any other junction, you're going to find a castle. It's not quite like that, but there's lots of them. This tower card is talking about that for you. It's like as safe and as solid as your kingdom was, that now is all being questioned. And then we've got the Knight of Swords energy. This Knight of Swords, the knights are rebellious energy, right? So if you think about a knight in a kingdom, the knights are the ones that do the king's bidding. The knights are the ones, the king says, let's go hunting for this holy grail. And the knights go, okay, off we go, my lord. Off we go, sire. We ride at dawn, and off they trot. The king hasn't said yet, oh, by the way, the Holy Grail is a small glass flask made out of blue glass. So all the knights go off thinking that they're going to find this elaborate bejeweled golden grail, golden cup. And actually they're looking for a tiny wee little potion bottle or a tiny wee little whatever, because they haven't got all the information. Knights are that teenage energy who just go off half-cocked. They don't think about the repercussions of their actions. And even if you said to a knight, oh, well, actually, do you not think that maybe, I know I'm doing my Queen Elizabeth voice. Clarence Heiss, do you not think that maybe you should have asked the questions or waited for some more pertinent information before you galloped off at 20 speed? Maybe, right? The knights do not think about that. They just go. They don't think about the repercussions of their actions. Now, this gets worse for you because we've got swords coming. Now, I say worse, it's worse for the status quo. I mentioned the status quo when this card popped up, right? I don't mean the band. The swords is your trouble and strife, your hurdles, your challenges suit. So this whole suit is about challenges and hurdles and changes. A lot of people see this as purely negative. I don't. And the reason that I don't is because this is how we change and grow. Okay, this is how growing pains are called growing pains, because they hurt like fuck, right? They are painful. When we're growing, our bones ache, our joints ache. when we get older as well. But when we're young, it's because everything is growing, everything is expanding. With the knights, that pain, that those hurdles, those challenges, they bring them to us because this is how we grow and learn as a human being. This is how our soul develops, is through these challenges, and we have to face them. And with the swords, that is literally what this is saying. It's like there is something here for you, my darling, that this teenage rebelliousness is going to be the thing that is allowed. It's allowed out when your tower collapses. Does that make sense? It's almost like your entire castle has been built purely and simply to keep this teenager inside. And now that your castle has got some cracks and there's moss and weeds and vines growing through those cracks, the walls are not safe enough and strong enough to keep this teenager in. And this teenager, this rebellious knight, is the one that is going to bring you those tough questions. And this knight is the one that is going to bring you the hurdles and the challenges and the really difficult times. That is going to bring you enlightenment, for want of a better word. Now, I know you asked some questions LGBT related earlier. Listen, if that is what is happening, if that is what this card represents, is kind of an awakening of sorts, be very aware that when the tower is reversed like this, its collapse can be calamitous, right? Get support, find a charity. I know there is I was going to say the Trevor Project, but I don't think that's appropriate. There are LGBT charities, LGBTQIA plus charities, the world over. I don't know where you are in the world. I'm assuming you're American. I don't know why I assume that, but get some support, right? Because this does not have to destroy a life just because it destroys the tower. Does that make sense? Like, there are ways forward and there are ways to grow as a human being as you discover who you truly are. So hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. Get some support, speak to a counsellor. I always say this is not counselling advice, medical advice, legal advice, or financial advice. Seek out those places for advice, seek out those places, and just I guess go with it. Try and stay open-minded. Try and stay open-minded. Try and stay true to yourself. And as difficult as this is, and as hard as this tower feels, right, there are always lights at the end of those tunnels. You've just got to get to that point. It will be tough, and there will be questions, because this sword energy is all about those tough questions. Swords are sharp and pointy and dangerous for a reason. As we learn through dealing with the swords, you can get cut, you can get stabbed, you can end up, bleeding from wounds, but you can survive that. And hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. And I'm going to say thank you very much for your question. And that is going to be your reading for today. I really do hope that helps, my darling. So then, I know we're doing some quite intense readings tonight, aren't we? Where's my thingy gone? Hang on. I did have the... why did that... I've had some software close. I don't know why that happened. That's very interesting. I know, right? I am still in the process of learning all of this software that I am using to stream now, and the difficulties that it brings. There we go. Cool. Right. Minimize, don't close. So then, yeah, I hope that helps. Let's have a look in the doodah. Who have we got? Lots of comments. It does. It makes sense. Yeah. Thank you, my darling. You love my analogies. My analogies are slightly weird and wacky because it's the only way I can get sentiments across sometimes. And I tend to use a lot of pop culture references purely. really weird. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like this autofocus AI thing about it. I need to find a way of absolutely turning it off so that I don't keep putting my hand up, because I do talk with my hands. So apologies for the seasickness. Must have been you at work. Wait, did it have Derek Jacobi in it? In what? What? The mask's coming off. You're trying to stand in your authentic power. Yep. That makes sense. Dear ladies, it was two men dressed as women. It was and still is great. Ooh. Sounds a little bit problematic. You don't mean hinge and bracket? Patrick Fife and George Logan. It's hinge and bracket. Hinge and bracket you were thinking of. Patrick Fife. That was Dame blah 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 blah. You're thinking of Hinge and Bracket. That's who they were. They were two characters that were played by the two old guys. They were that's why you don't recognize the actors, because they weren't in anything else other than Hinge and Bracket. Thank you, Ed. Have we all remembered to hit the thumbs up button? Hit that thumbs up button now. Oh. Also, why not dong your bell and do the subscribey thing as well? That wasn't what I meant to say. That was what I meant to say for hitting the like button. Give us all a big old like. That would be wonderful. I know it's wonderful. Don't sing bloody Wicked. Don't sing Wicked. Although I will say my lovely husband has already pre-ordered Wicked, the DVD. You take one night for yourself and your daughter fails to understand top text. Yeah. I remember it. Yes, the TV series was called Dear Ladies. I'm not sure it was. There was something out of, I mean, it might have been. I'm sure there was, it had a similar title. I can't remember. Shall we get some more tarot readings done? I think we should. Let's go ahead. Let's open the round. Don't forget, everybody, at any time you can always request a tarot reading by sending your request through as a super chat. That will automatically come through and will guarantee your place in that there chat. Right then, let's go ahead. We're going to, I'm going to ask you to pop your questions in the live chat, starting with the word question, and one of them will get chosen after this little series of videos.
They're witches.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
Because she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch. I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch!
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Indeed, just ask one of our mods. They will always try and answer your questions about how the stream works, how we do things here on this channel, and things like that. Thank you, Patricia. Firefly Magic? That's a name I haven't seen in the longest time. Hang on a second. Firefly? Hello Firefly Magic. Hello, gosh, I haven't seen you for ages and ages. Anesthetic Delta, no. Aesthetic Delta, good evening to you. Nice to have caught me live. Thank you very much, my friend. Hang on, Firefly Magic, there we go. What's going on with Scorpio's energy towards you? Let's try and find out, shall we? Now, I do have to say, the card cam is incredibly blurry at the moment. Just to remind everyone, I will be changing it out for Tuesday. I'm going to swap the other camera in that was I should have just left well enough alone, really, shouldn't I? But I will change that out for Tuesday, so don't worry too much. I know this is blurred. I know it looks terrible. There's nothing I can do about it on the stream right now. I will change it out for, as I say, for Tuesday. So then, let's have a look. We cleanse the space and we bring in the always lovely Wispy. Wispy, Firefly Magic. Not seen them in ages, but Firefly Magic wants to know what is going on with Scorpio's energy towards them. What's happening with the Scorpio energy towards Firefly Magic? Let's see if we can get some answers. Let's have a look. Don't forget, as I said, you can always join our channel membership. Just hit the join button wherever it is. It's somewhere around. I think it's down where the question bit where you type, somewhere there, I think. Or it might be in the dollar bill note, pound note sign thing. I don't know. I don't know where it is. I don't know where. Yeah, I should know. I've got a couple of channel memberships to channels that I follow, but I can't remember where it is. I can never remember where it is. Hello, Neil. Neil is back. Right then. So let's have a look. Firefly. We go with what is where you are. Sorry, where you are. Ooh, the world reversed. What you need to know, and what the opportunity is ahead. Again, 3 cards. You've got 2 majors. No, not saying it's important, but you know, it's kind of important. So let's have a wee look. Where you are right now, my darling. What is Scorpio's energy towards you? Right. You've got 3 cards. All of them are reversed. I obviously don't know what the energy is between you and Scorpio, but this doesn't feel all that great. Okay, just looking at the cards very briefly, this doesn't feel all that fantastic, but let's go into it. So the world, if it was this way up, would be talking very positively. There is, you know, you're wanting to step through, start a new chapter, have the world together, maybe, things like that. It's like there's a lot of really strongly positive energy. When it's reversed, my darling, it's talking about, you know, you may be stepping through into a new chapter. Bear with me. You may be stepping through into a new chapter, but it doesn't feel as if that chapter is necessarily positive, because it feels like, I don't want to say that you're gonna, you know, lose the world, but it feels like the place you're stepping through to might not be fantastic. Does that make sense? It feels like the world that you are stepping through to how can I put it? Okay, Ed. There are adverts on, but they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. 1 every half hour should be the maximum amount. I've set it to 1 every half hour. It should not run any more than that, unless YouTube's doing a YouTube thing. I've got no control over where they put their adverts, unfortunately. It feels like there's a massive. It feels like there's a big change with that Scorpio energy coming through. Whether that is that you two have an existing relationship, Firefly, or whether it's that you might want, or there is a connection happening that you are interested in, this feels like a downturn in that energy. Does that make sense? It feels like it isn't a positive energy that's coming towards you anymore. If there was a positive energy in the past, then it feels like that change, whatever's happened recently and whatever's happening at the moment, it feels like that change has now happened. It's like it's no Wispy, give me that again, because it's almost saying Okay, it's almost saying that either you don't want them in your world or they don't want you in theirs. Do you know what I mean? With that world card reversed. Excuse me. The Nine of Pentacles. This is what you need to know. Now, this is the famine or feast card, I call it, right? Because the Nine of Pentacles, I've always said nines are when something is full, 10 is when it's overflowing. So the 9 is full. Pentacles is work, career, finances, money, growth, all of those lovely things. And this table, as you can see, is fully, look at that massive long table of food and drink and amazing sort of Henry VIII type buffet meal, you know, not buffet, but Henry VIII type sort of opulent tables with food on. There's a name for the food and I'm forgetting it. Feast. There you go. A feast. However, our plate is empty. Our glasses are empty. Our side plate is empty. Things have been carved. Things have been cut and prepared. And yet there is nothing on our plate, right? This way up, we're going to be loading our plate. This way up, we're not able to. Our plate is empty. And so in terms of growth, in terms of how that energy will come through, it really does feel as if this is famine. This is famine time. Whether that means there's no financial growth here, or whether that means something else. Sarah, you've just got a 2-month. There we go. Yay! 2 months has just come up. Yay! Americana with hope for 2 months. Yay. So yeah, it does feel as if there is a. Hang on, someone just became a member as well. I didn't see who that was. Oh, I missed that. I didn't see who it was. It does feel here that there is a very strong how can I put it? It feels as if there is a oh, Wispy, I'm faffing. Right, listen, I need to do this. It feels as if this energy is not leading to anything positive, right? It feels like whatever's happening, whatever this Scorpio is in your life, it doesn't feel as if it's going to be the most amazing thing for you, okay? And the reason I'm saying that, hang on a second, is because it absolutely, this energy with this card feels like it's famine times for you. It feels like if this person is in your life right now, it's almost like, I don't want to say they wish you harm because I don't think that's it, but it's almost like they are not bringing anything majorly positive to you, and through being in your life, it's going to lead to empty plates. Now, whether that is a financial loss, whether that is a loss of growth, and like you lose yourself in a relationship, whether it's like relating to that, Firefly, this feels very, very, very red flaggy, right? It really does feel red flaggy, because what I'm trying not to say, because this is all about your choices, right? You make all the choices in your life. So I'm trying not to say avoid, but maybe avoid, because the other card, where you're headed, what's to come, how this goes, what the opportunity is to come, we've got the Hermit, and the Hermit is reversed. Now, this way up, the Hermit chooses to be a hermit, right? The Hermit chooses that they are going off into the wilderness. I'm going to go walking off here for however long. I am going to learn the ways of the forest. I'm going to be one with nature. I will, live off berries and moss, and I will drink the dew in the morning, and I will collect blah, 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 blah. I will make tea out of acorns and herbs, and I will brew up coffee from raccoon droppings, whatever the hell it is, right? This hermit lives off the land, learns those lessons. It's important for the hermit to be at one with nature, separate to everybody else, to learn those inner lessons. This way up, the hermit is being ostracized. The hermit is being excluded. The hermit is being removed from the support and the people that it needs. and is being driven into hermitude. It is being driven into a situation where they are alone and lonely, right? This is not a good card for when you're asking about someone else's energy towards you. This is not a good card because it's given that idea of cutting you off from your social network, cutting you off from your support, cutting you off from the people that you care about and the people that need you. Now, I'm not saying this has happened yet, but this is in the what's to come, right? And again, you make all your own choices about your own life. This hermit reversed, like it's if there's no how can I put it, if there's no way of if the Scorpio is fully supportive of you and all your friends and has never once said, you know, oh, don't go out and do that tonight, you know, you always go and see friends on a Tuesday, family on a Wednesday, you know, you've got rollerblading with the girls from work on a Thursday, and you've got coffee with the lads down the bingo hall on Friday, and you know, if the Scorpio has never said to you, why don't you just stay home with me today, we can do this instead, or I've booked us a lovely meal, and you know, oh wow, it's on the day you'd normally see your mum and dad, oh well, never mind, you know, we'll just do this today, you can see them another time. If that's not happened yet, it feels with this card reverse that that's kind of in the pipeline. Wispy is giving me very, very cold chill up my... I'm literally sat with my arms crossed because I'm feeling chilly. I've got, in fact, you can take that off, Wispy. It feels very cold and very distant, right? And so explicitly your question was... explicitly your question was about what their energy is towards you. Now it could well be that it could well be yeah, possibly it could well be that but also I've got to say this Scorpio might be an energy that you just let go. Right? It might be an energy that you just let go. If somebody else wants him enough, and if Scorpio is already starting this isolation, starting this hermitude, and is already kind of, you know, giving you the feast and not the famine, and the world view has changed, if this is already coming to, which I think certainly this world card, this world view has changed, if this is already coming to be, let them go with love. Let them go with love, because if they can be that easily distracted and that easily, you know, somebody bats an eyelid and off they go, then they'll do it at some point anyway. Let them go with love, my darling. It honestly, it doesn't feel as if this energy might not be for you anymore, right? It might not be for you anymore. You can fight it. Of course you can fight it. You could always kind of fight back, and you can always, I would say though, that to be honest, have an upfront conversation and just basically say, excuse me, Scorpio, what's going on? I feel like you've become a little bit distant. I feel like, you know, there's something now, there's a gap between us. I feel like there's a bit of a distance here. Can we sit and discuss it, and maybe bring it all out into the open? That's something that, you know, as a grown-ass adult, I probably wouldn't do. I would run away and blank them and never see them again. But you know what I mean? Maybe that's for people more mature than me to do, would be to have that adult conversation. It's not something I'm very, very good at. But yes, thank you ever so much. And I do hope that helps. No problem at all, my darling. I hope it helps. Yeah, look, you tell him, Sarah. If he believes them over you, he ain't worth it. Exactly. Would love that. Right, let's have a look in the comments. Firefly, it's because you can feel the change. Yeah, absolutely. Let me have a look. You can feel tension, but you can't pinpoint what it is. Quite often, if something changes, we can. You kind of get that. You get that, don't you? You get the sort of, something is not the same as it was. Something is a little bit different here. It's like when, it's like, okay, so there's this scandal at the moment on Slimming World, right? Huge scandal. They've had this bread out, and it's this brown oaty loaf, right? I can't eat normal bread, so I don't know, I don't care. But everyone's been like, oh my god, it's amazing, you can have 2 big slices, it's big size bread, not the little sizes we're used to. You can have this, it's amazing, it's wonderful, I can bake this, and all these recipes have been coming out about different ways of using this bread. And then Slimming World have had to put a thing out now saying, actually we are reassessing the bread, as it seems that there's been a recipe change and the fibre content might not be what we thought it was. So the whole world is suddenly like, and everybody on Slimming World is going, oh, it's changed. What's changed? Does it taste the same? Oh, it might taste a little bit different, but I don't know why. There's that subtle difference that can like you can pick up on, but you don't know quite what it is. In this case, it's the fibre content of the bread. In your case, Firefly, it's the fibre content of your relationship. Does that make sense? Mitch is here. Good evening, Mitch. I hope you are well. I don't know what time that was set. I haven't got timestamps. That's interesting. I haven't got timestamps on comments anymore. I wonder when that changed. Right then, shall we have another round? I think we should have a round. Let's have a look then. Let me just go back. Right, yep, then we get to questions. Fantastic. Right then, let's go to... Oh, you're watching, my dear ladies. I'm sure it was called something... Hang on. I'm thinking of Ladies in Lavender. That was a film with... Dame Maggie Smith. That's what I'm thinking of. Am I? Is that right? Thank you, Ed. Maybe. Yes, maybe. My brain just went on a thing. I don't know. I can't remember what that was. Hello, Aquilarius. Hello, my darling. The stream looks amazing tonight. It does until... Look at this, right? This shows you... Right, are you ready? Look. Look at that. This is the other camera that I used to have facing me, right? Okay, it's out of focus because I had to zoom it in. But... yeah, look at the difference. Look at that difference. Look. So, I'm swapping this camera out. But anyway... I know, I've got a thank you, Holland. That's a good way of putting it. I have a fancy ass new camera, and it does, if I, oh no, it hasn't moved yet. Look, it's staying put. But it can follow me around and do all these weird things, and it's going to make everybody seasick, including me. Anyway, let's have a round. Come on, we'll go again. Let's have a round. Go on, everybody. We are putting the details in that there live chat. If you would like a question, now is the time to get them in. We've got about enough time for one more. Listen, there's enough time for one super chat question, right? In all honesty, if you want to get a longer reading, this is your one and only opportunity to get it tonight. Send a super chat of £8 or $10 or more, and that will get you, my darlings, that will get you the long reading. If we don't get a super chat in, I will, or the keeper of the questions will pick somebody at random. That one we may well get time to get 2 of those in if I stop procrastinating and get on with it, right? So that may, and if I don't go off on any wild tangents. So that is it. If you want a longer reading, this is your last opportunity to send that through as a super chat. Otherwise we'll close the super chat option. But if you don't want that and you want to throw your name in the hat, then this is the chance to get your question in, starting with the word question, and one of those will be selected, of course, at random by the keeper of the questions. Shall we have, what do we fancy today? Shall we have a little bit of New York City? I can't do that. I'm so bad. Every time I try really hard to do it in the way that Matt Berry does it. I cannot do that. Okay, Patricia, but I try. So then, get your questions in, and yeah, let's see if I can get New York City. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. That wasn't New York City. I had 2 voices playing and I muted it without realizing because obviously there were 2 voices. That's not what we want to happen. Let's try again. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Yes, indeed. Just ask one of the mods. So we've got Ma. M-A. Ma. Is Ma even here? Have I said hello to Ma? Hello, Ma. I haven't said hello to you this evening. Hello. Good evening. You've got a question. I love reading for the near future. I'm single. Okay, my darling. We'll do that for you. Let me just get the other camera up and ready. So then I can do that for you just about now. Mods, can you see who it was that joined the membership? Because I can't see that on my end. Somebody joined the members and it flashed up on screen, but I didn't see who it was, and I don't know if there's a notification in the chat. Is there? I honestly don't know. But let's have a wee look. Right then, so Ma, we'll do the usual thing. We're going to cleanse your space. Again, this camera, I do apologise. This will be sorted. And we will go ahead and do your spread. Let's have a look. Thank you, Holland. Hang on. Right, and we bung this over to here. Right then, so then let's have a wee little look-see. I will do this in a second. Okay, so then we're going to... Here we go. Here we go. We want a nice love reading for the future for Ma. Okay, and when I say nice, I don't mean that it has to be hearts and flowers and everything's going to be wonderful. We want to know what is happening in the love field for Ma to come. Okay, that is what, oh excuse me, that is explicitly what we want to know. So then, oh, had a card, a single card. Is that a single card? Yep. 7 of Pentacles once again. So we've got the 7 of Pentacles. There is something about this card tonight. This is the second time it's come up, and what it's suggesting is that we have a oh, sorry everybody, bear with me. Doesn't appear that we had a member join. The 7 of Pentacles is literally saying that there's a difficult decision to be made, right? A really difficult decision to be made in terms of growth and in terms of maybe in terms of money or career. But I think this is far more to do to be in terms of growth, right? Because the reason I say that, just in case anybody ever wonders, is because the Pentacles is connected to the earth element energy, which is all about growth and things, which is why in this deck the money side is represented by plants, right? And that's why on the Empress card, when we talk about the abundance with the Empress, you know it's my favorite card. That abundance, right? That abundance is because of that abundance is because of the wheat that you see behind the Empress. There's all of that lovely wheat there. So so that is you know what that connection is. Right then, so let's do your drop and let's see. So Wispy, we want to see what's happening in the love life for Ma. I like the fact now I can see the thingies on the screen a little bit larger. I can see that your profile picture is like a cave. That's very pretty. Is that an actual photo, or is it something you found on Google? You're going to tell me now. You go, is it spelunking? Spelunking. How many different times can I say a word and mess it up? Spelunking. What's it called? Spelunking. Somebody please put me out of my misery. You know, with a bang bang or a pew pew, or just with the correct word in the chat. Spelunking. You know where you go like cave diving and you go to all the like the bits where there's all the water and you go swim in the spelunking. Spelunking. There's a word for it. And I don't know what it's called. There's an actual word for this thing. Oh my gosh. Right, anyway, let's have a look, Ma. So it's not splunking, Sarah. It's not spelunking. It's something like that. Yes, it is something like that. I don't remember what it was though. But it is something like that. Right then, let's have a look. So where you are at the moment, my darling, you've got the 5 of Cups, right? So this is a really interesting card when we're looking at a future relationship, because literally what this card is saying is, look, right, I know we're unfocused, I'm sorry. We've got this water, right? Deep water. It's dark, it's black, so it's deep. Water is emotion. So there's a lot of emotions going on with you around the concept of relationships, around maybe past relationships, future relationships. Maybe you've got rid of some baggage. Maybe there's still some baggage to offshoot. Either way, it's saying at the moment you're looking at this side of your roof, right? Where you've got these 3 empty cups. You've got these 3. Thank you, Neil. Neither could I wonder what that message was. You've got the can of pop, the broken bottle, and the empty mug, and they are boohoo. We're very sad. Everything is broken and empty. However, what you're not looking at is the fact you've got a full glass of possibly a herbal tea, because you've got the tea bag in, a full glass of water, and actually this mug here isn't actually broken. It's just empty. You've drunk it all. So actually, when you look at it, you're still good to go, right? Yes, you might have a few broken bottles and a few, you know, rusty old cans in your background. There might be something here in the past that is less than desirable in terms of your relationships and how they've gone in the past. But look, this is you moving forward. You're okay moving forward. You've got things moving forward. You've got this. And actually, the way you're looking and viewing relationships, you've got to be really positive, because you've got a lot more, like, you know, this is like you've got 60% chance of positive relationships. That's pretty good odds. It's better than 50-50. Do you know what I mean? That's pretty good odds. And this is the thing that you need to look at in terms of your relationships. Don't look at the negative things that have happened. Look at the lessons that those negative things taught you, right? What are you now not prepared to put up with, right? What type of relationship now would be so utterly anathema to you? I won't let a person treat me this way. I won't let a person do this. I won't let myself be a booty call, or I won't get into something and move in on after the first date, or I won't. All of those lessons that you've learned from these empty ones over here, right? All of those lessons from these shit relationships that have left you feeling like crap. All of those lessons are positive, because you've learned what you want and what you don't want. right? And once you work out what that is, what you are not prepared to put up for in the future, it means you're looking, your next relationships will be healthier. You just need to move forward with that mindset, right? Oh my God, the last one didn't work out. Well, why was that? What weren't you getting from that relationship? What weren't you offering to that other person? What was it about that relationship that made it crumble? Maybe you were working too hard. Maybe they were working too hard. Maybe there wasn't enough mutual respect and love and commitment. Maybe there was, but maybe the sex was crap. Or maybe all of that was fantastic, but actually, you know, a career opportunity came up for them and you weren't able to move away because everything for you was still locked in your physicality. That at least gives you this idea of priorities, where your priorities lie, what you needed to put at the top at that time. What was your number one priority then? Do you see what I mean? Whatever the relationships were, however badly they ended, for whatever reason things didn't work out, and that you're not in that relationship now, that's the lesson, right? And that's what the Five of Cups is trying to tell us. Yes, it was a tumultuous time. Yes, there was a lot happening. But this is where we look at those benefits and we look at what the last 5 cards, what the last part of our life has taught us, and what lessons we can apply to the future. That's what the fives are. Okay. In the where you are now, what you need to know, sorry, we've got the Knight of Cups. Is this somebody new coming into your life? Is this somebody who is around you at the moment that may well have an interest? Or is this an element of you, my darling? Because the Knight of Cups, Knights are the ones who think first and act later. Knights are the ones who are, you know, they jump in where angels fear to tread. They just go and they don't think about any of the repercussions of their actions. They just do things, right? This person is rollerblading down the road with a big Slurpee type drink and a boombox, right? Very 80s type vibe. They are quite happily skating down. What happens if there's a stone in the road? What happens if there's a car in the road? What happens if they need to jump over a person or an animal or whatever, right? We don't see any of that. We just see this person quite happily skating down the road. This is not the worst of the knights, right? This is not the worst of the knights. The Knight of Cups is a little bit of a player, tends to act on instinct rather than with their brain. But is this energy, this is what you need to know right now. Is this where you are, or is this what's coming? I don't know that. Only you know that, my darling, because only you know whether you are taking risks with your heart, or whether you are whether somebody else is coming in with that energy, right? It could even be that maybe this is what you actually need, right? It could be that this is the energy you need to start bringing forward a little bit. I don't know. Nope. Let me think. Because we've got the Ten of Swords reversed. Right, Ten of Swords this way up is quite bad, right? Ten of Swords this way up, overflowing with negativity, overflowing with tough choices, tough times, tough everything, right? Overflowing with these challenges. This way round, it's like, oh, hang on. Oh, wispy. If this is the outcome, right, of where we are, if this is where we're headed, is it because of the night? Is this because of the night? Hang on. Oh, wait for the camera to stabilize before I jump onto that screen. There we go. I think this may well be. Right, this is you. This night energy, you can't see because I've swapped the camera over. This energy is you. This energy absolutely is coming from you then. Okay. Right. Okay. So, Ma, what this is saying, right? Look, this is your previous relationships with the Five of Cups, right? Sorry, I'm going to keep swapping between these two. This is your past relationships, and this is the sort of the state that your love life is in at the moment, where you look back at the negatives and you don't realize those positive lessons that those negatives have brought you, right? You're no longer going to put up with XYZ. You're no longer going to deal with XYZ, right? You need to do this moving forward. You've got the Knight of Cups coming in as what you need to know. This is the energy that you need to be aware of. This is the energy that you need to change, right? This is what you need to change. It's going to lead to this. This is where this difficult choice comes in about your growth. I get it, Wispy. I get it. Right, because I wasn't sure whether this was an aspect of you or whether this was like the energy to come, but this is what you need to work on, right? These cards are all looking at what you need to work on. I'm so sorry this is so blurred, but what you need to work on is literally saying this teenage relationship energy where you don't think and you just do things because you're feeling it in the moment. That spontaneity is great, but you've got to have some sort of love, some sort of plan in place or some sort of idea of where it's going, right? Dating around is fantastic. It's a lot of fun. Dating can be a hell of a lot of fun. Getting to know different people, making friends, or just going off for physical wham bam, thank you ma'am, oh yeah, that feels good type relationships. Not happy birthday. But all of that, right? All of those fun times, it can be fun. It can also be emotionally very draining. And what this is saying is for you, look, this teenage energy is the fun part of it, but there's no emotions after that. And it leads you to this heartbreak and this the death of the soul, if you like, with this Ten of Swords, right? It is literally the death of the soul. Look, you can see this poor little birdie is no longer with us, and look how crystal clear that is. The poor birdie is no longer with us, but the egg, the rebirth is there. It is ready. Are we going to refocus? Oh, we do. It is ready, right? It is there. That rebirth is there to happen. Relationship wise, it's really talking about you need to learn this lesson that actually you need to go into relationships with a very different mindset now. I'm going to draw another 2 cards, right, Wispy? So we're going to draw 2 more cards. We've got where this is headed now. We understand now. Thank you. I understand what the lessons for Ma is. The lesson is to maybe look at long-term relationships, maybe to look at different types of people, different types of connections. But if we work this, right, if we work this and change this, if this no longer is the pattern of behavior, where are we moving forward to? What would become the... Okay, right, Wispy, if we change this, what do we change it to, and what outcome does that bring, right? I'm gonna cut. Still dropping. Right, okay, so we change. Oh my god, this feels like it's not The Price is Right. What was it? That game show, higher, lower. So we change the Knight of Cups. What do we change it for? We change it for the King of Swords. Now that's interesting. Okay, we change it. We move forward with the King of Swords energy. That King of Swords, the King of Swords, the King knows exactly what they want. They are very assertive, very sure of themselves. The King of Swords has here a doodah, what's it called? A megaphone, right? So they've got a megaphone here. They've got their sword. They are standing up for what they believe in. They are standing for what they want and what they desire. Very different to the Knight. Very different to the Knight. So that is what you need to do, Mark. Going into a relationship, meeting people, it's like you have to be honest about what you want and about what you need from a relationship in life. And where does that lead? That leads to the Four of Wands. Ooh, that leads to some stability and positive. This is really good. It leads to positive and long-term contentment. It leads to warm, cozy, fuzzy nights around the fireplace, right? I know it sounds like I'm making this up, but literally fours are about stability. Wands is about your confidence. And you can see this lovely hearth in the kitchen. This is the hearth, is the heart of the kitchen. It's the kitchen is the heart of the home. This is coming back to this idea of this is finding you, not necessarily wham bam thank you ma'am, love and romance. This is bringing in something that feels a lot more long term, a lot more positive and healthy, and like someone to grow old with. Honestly, it feels like you have a very distinct choice, right? A very distinct choice, my darling. You can keep moving forward in terms of love, literally going by instinct. Oh, that person looks attractive, I want to jump their bones, right? Which is the night energy. And that leads you to always those difficult endings, those hard lessons that puts you back here. Or, right, so that's looking at this side. Or we look at this side, this long-term positive, the lessons that relationships can teach you. We go to the King of Swords, where we're looking at those lessons. We're looking at how to move forward in a much more positive way, stating what we want in a very affirmed way. And that leads us into this warm, secure future, right? Not necessarily saying that there is a romantic person coming into your life in the next 3 weeks, right? But saying that this leads you to a much more friendly, warm and positive place. It really does. Listen, these could not be clearer cards, right? How you do that change, you change from the Knight of Cups behavior, the bit of a player or the wannabe player, to that Knight of Swords energy, where you've learnt those lessons, you've come through it and you know what you want. That might take counselling. That might take more support than you realise. But if you get that support, my darling, it looks like it will be very beneficial. Of course, in the near future, which is what your question is asking, if you just want a wham bam thank you ma'am and a quick series of physical fun and frolicking, that Knight of Cups is there as well, so that does give you an option. But again, that will lead you to that Ten of Swords. So just be prepared, my darling. There's no reason why you can't have that fun and frolics, as long as you realise that is only a temporary thing, if that makes sense. And I hope that helps. I really do. But thank you very much for your question. And that's just about all we've got time for. Wow, we've gone a minute over already. So I'll just acknowledge Amira Hicks. Hello, my darling. Good evening to you. Sarah, you've got the Witch Box video up. If you're interested, go see, but only if you want. I will have a look, actually. I don't often watch the... I don't often watch the Witch Box unboxings because it's not one that I've got. Spelunking is the word. Yes, it is. Thank you, Holland. You went down a coal mine with the score. You were a quivering, shaking wreck all the time you were down there. Obviously, you're not Earth energy, are you? You're obviously... yeah, you like to see the sky. You're obviously air. You're an air element person, or a sun... I would say an air element person, because you need that sky. You need to be able to fly, my darling. I don't mind going underground. I don't mind that earth. I quite like it. You're watching on telly. Listen, if you're watching on telly, YouTube will give you 50 million ads. Sorry for that. YouTube will give you 50 million ads, right? It's nothing that we can do about that. When I watch anything on the telly directly, we get inundated with ads that you can't skip, that are literally 3-minute long bloody ad breaks. And on some channels, they are every 9 minutes or so. We've timed them. On my videos, whether they're live or whether they go up after, they shouldn't be any more than every 30 minutes, right? I'm doing my best to minimize that. YouTube is a whole other thing. It's a whole other kettle of fish. But unfortunately, that is the platform that we have to work with. So, you know, thank you very much to YouTube for letting us host this on your platform for free. Thank you, YouTube. Please don't remove any more subscribers. Thank you, YouTube and the algorithm. But that's going to be it for me, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, Ma. I really do hope that helps, my love. It feels like, oh, you can really relate. Listen, right? Having all that fun times, that can be amazing, right? That can be absolutely amazing. I've done it. I've been there. I am happiest in my life right now. And my health is fucked, right? I am falling apart at a rate of knots. And the reason I am happy is that I have found my person. And my person, I would not want to relive anything from my past. I am where I am supposed to be. I've had all of my fun, and I haven't settled for a relationship. I've been lucky enough to find my relationship. I hope you do the same. You might be a place in your life where you still want that fun. Eventually you will find your relationship. And I hope that helps. And yay. Thank you everybody for joining me. I've had a really fun night tonight. I still need to make sure I shut off the automatic focusy thing on this. I'm going to have a look at that, aren't I? Otherwise everyone's going to get seasick. And I will certainly swap this bloody camera out, because I'm sorry. I can't look at this. This is making my eyes bleed. But with all of that said, I will see you all on Tuesday evening. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. And I will see you very, very soon. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I will most certainly see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
'Cause she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch!
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!